Hello, this is Art Spisak. I'm the director of the honors program here at the University of Iowa. I want to welcome you to our 2020-21 Honors Commendation Ceremony. Each year we recognize our graduating honors students with this ceremony. Normally we are in person, but virtual this year because of the pandemic. Besides recognizing our students, we also recognize the recipient of our Honors Teaching Award. This year, that awardee is Dana Thomann. My congratulations to Dana. As is our tradition, we've asked Dana to make a few remarks, specifically addressing what it's like to teach honors students. So please help me to welcome Dana Thomann, recipient of our 2021 Honors Teaching Award.
Wow. I cannot express how much of an honor it is to be able to address such an esteemed, about to be group of graduates.
Not only did you have to walk up this gigantic hill both ways during the Iowa winters, but you also had to do it in a pandemic with a mask on, and you're still graduating. Oh, the stories you'll be able to tell the future generations.
To be honest, I wasn't that nervous about addressing you all during this momentous time. Honored, but not really nervous. I mean, after all, I speak in classrooms almost daily. However, when I found out last year's speaker not only knew Ashton Kutcher, but arranged for him to deliver a message to the graduating class of 2020, some major imposter syndrome and writer's block started to petrify me.
Frantic, I started to search the internet for Ashton Kutcher's contact information or the contact information for my relatives who were Ashton Kutcher's boyhood neighbors in the Amana Homestead area. You see, everyone who grew up in the area has an Ashton Kutcher rural legend. Mine happens to be that my great aunt Betty was swooped up by a helicopter sent down by Ashton himself and transported to a Dwight Yoakam concert. Yoakam happened to be performing at some Iowa County fair. The story goes that she got to meet denim clad Dwight Yoakam himself. But that's where my Kutcher stories end, and I figured reaching out to him cold might seem a little desperate. The next best thing I have to offer you is one of my very favorite things. It's my family's farm and metaphors, a place I can offer you a very Iowa farewell. Yep, that's right. I was born and raised on what was once a very struggling family farm during the 1980s farm debt crisis. In August 2001, missing my very insular high school class of 40 classmates, I drove my way down our gravel road to connect with the interstate. My commute to the University of Iowa as a first year in college. In the spring of 2005, I found myself where you are today, ready to jive with the pomp and circumstance.
But Ashton Kutcher can't do that.
You're never quite done with learning, so are you ready for some review? You may remember back in your earlier semesters of college, in the rhetoric course sequence that we teach at Iowa, there are 3 units: rhetorical analysis, mapping a public discourse with research, and advocacy. The third is what I want to focus on today. With your education, you've been taught to think critically and how to advocate for causes and people you believe in. And now you have a duty to use your advocacy skills. Advocate for your family and loved ones. After graduation, I moved away. I became busy setting up a career, and I became too busy to spend time with my family. My family, in my eyes, were immortal, strong farm folk. They would always be there. Unfortunately, It wasn't until my pa became ill with cancer in 2010 that I realized what a big mistake I'd made. I started to use my college skill set to work with experts and advocate for my pa's health care. I could read the scientific data. I could speak with the experts about his care.
Leverage what you know to care for those you love. Advocate for regular checkups and colonoscopies. Spend time with your family while they're healthy. You won't regret it.
2. Advocate for those around you. On our farm, we use sustainable practices. We know healthy soil will pay us back tenfold, so we take care of it. I apply that to any leadership role that I've held. I've found it's best to look for people's strengths and capitalize upon those. Everyone is full of potential. Everyone. Dwelling on deficit is a waste of your time and their time.
As someone who was a first gen low income college student, I suffered from that dirty 2 word phrase that starts with an I, imposter syndrome. Yes, I was offered several times every semester to join and be part of the honors program here at Iowa, but I really lacked the confidence to do so. It wasn't until I started teaching my wonderful rhetoric honors students that I realized all these years later, you are my people. You were what I was looking for in college all along. And I so wish I would have found you then. We all would have been really good friends. So, your challenge, find those people who don't quite believe in themselves and build them up. Be an advocate for those with which you surround yourself.
3. Advocate for yourself. On the farm, I love to garden. Sometimes I notice a plant doesn't do so well in a certain area. Maybe the sun ain't so bright and I have to move the plant. But suddenly it thrives in its new environment. As honors students, believe me, you've already proven you have grit and resilience. You can make it through challenging situations.
But for all the grit and resilience you have, it doesn't mean you need to stay in really challenging, bad situations. If you chronically cannot get out of bed in the morning because someone or something is getting you down, not building you up, leave. Life is too darned short. Leave. Advocate by building yourself a plan B, a life raft. For me, that's been saving financial nest eggs, modest financial nest eggs. So don't go asking me for money because my salary is published and it's not by any means a flashy amount. You know who does make a flashy amount though? Ashton Kutcher. Hey, Ashton, I have a tutoring program I'm trying to fund. So. And then advocate for your health and well being. Joke around, laugh. Make time to be healthy.
There you have it, advocacy. One note of caution for the second category, make sure your advocacy is wanted. Sometimes that's not always the case, and that's okay. As we teach in rhetoric, read your audience. Put that Iowa rhetoric and honors education to good use.
Go out and advocate like hell for the people you love, the people you surround yourself with, and of course, yourself. And congratulations.
That concludes our 2020-21 Honors Commendation Ceremony. My thanks for sharing with us this celebration of our students' accomplishment here at the University of Iowa.